Amit Trivedi, welcome to CNN News 18. Amit, rarely we come across a soundtrack which sounds very different, and most of the time it turns out to be by Amit Trivedi. To start with, if tomorrow I leave you in a room full of records and ask you to pick three of your favorite albums, do you think Kala and Jubilee will make it to that list?
It keeps changing every 2-3 years. So yeah, in the last 2-3 years, definitely yes.
Then what was the starting point for you for Kala and how you immersed yourself in that world?
Well, both Kala and Jubilee were incidentally set in the same era, 40s and 50s. Both had music, the central theme, and both were dealing with artists. Kala was dealing with singers, and Jubilee was dealing with actors. Kala was also about the industry, music industry at that era, that time. Jubilee was also about that time. Of course, they both are different, completely different films, but the basic DNA was the same, and the world was same. So I kind of made it very easy for me because I usually prefer going out somewhere. So we end up going to Goa. So me, Anvida Dutt, Vikram Motwane, director of Kala and Jubilee.
Together?
Together, we all were there. Yeah, we kind of. I started off with Vikram's Jubilee. Started off with that. Finished his album, and then we moved on to Kala. In that era, in that time only because I was mentally in that space, and I was listening to a lot of 40s, 50s music. Hemant Kumar, Gurudat, Mukesh, KL Sehgal, Rafi Saab, Upin Nayyar, and Naushad Saab, everything.
So then when Anvita Dutt was giving you the narration of the film, what impression you had in your head about the color, the tone and atmosphere that you wanted to give to the music of Kala?
So soundscape of 40s, 50s, the way the orchestra, the instrumentation used to happen during those days. My aim was to exactly get that sound, and we were kind of trying to achieve that thing where people used to rehearse during that time. There were like 40, 50, maybe 60 musicians at the same time in one place recording during those days. So I was trying to get that vibe and feel here today. It's very tough because technologically we have advanced way too ahead. And to do this, to get everybody on same place and rehearse and get a record was a little new thing for all of us. But again, exciting. So I remember doing that with Wo Tere Mere Ishq Ka, which is the Mujra, where Sunidhi Chauhan had come here and there was a scratch. There was no track as such. It was just a pad because I wanted to do it all live, as I said.
Yeah.
So I asked her, you record here? It's okay, you record. And she only said that I'll record my voice here as a dummy. But I want to do this live like it used to happen. I want to do this with the band, with the instrumentalists. So that'll be great. That'll be great. So I went to YRF because YRF is a bigger studio. So the engineers, Vijay Dayal and Abhishek and the assistants, everybody, they kind of helped me out. Where they put up all the musicians and Sunidhi also in a setup, in an environment where we could straight away jam, rehearse, take out. So that's what exactly we did. And that was a really amazing experience. And I thought, oh my God, that is such a beautiful way of
creating music,
which was the right way to do it. But now since we have एक lazyपन आता है, and then not even lazy, I won't say lazyपन, but because now since we have so much of liberty of technology that we can record one instrument today, another one 20 days later, another one maybe if you want someone from Prague, if you want someone from Macedonia, you can just get recorded from there, put it. So we have like a lot of liberties and time and suvidha that way because of technology. But that time that wasn't. But this process was so organic and fun, which we really felt it.
So then I can't move ahead without you giving us few lines of your favorite song from Kala. Would you say Shock or Nirvair?
All are great. All are good for me. But yeah, शौक is yeah beautiful. बिखरने का मुझको शौक है बड़ा, बिखरने का मुझको शौक है बड़ा, समेटेगा मुझको तू बता जरा.
You brought back ghazals to Bollywood with the song "वो तेरे मेरे इश्क का." And what made you record that song with Sunidhi Chauhan? Because Sunidhi Chauhan is the voice of young. Was that the reason to have her singing that song?
So the character Nilofer
Yeah.
in the series
Yeah.
was played by Vamika
Vamika
Gabbi.
Gabbi.
Sunidhi Chauhan is her voice. She's the voice of Vamika Gabbi, who's an actress
Okay.
and a performer. If you see the so just all the songs that she's been part of in the film, in the series. We needed one voice. Vikram and me, we needed one voice to do that. So we had none other than Sunidhi who could do that, and that just beautifully blends with Vamika, the way she acts. She's such a terrific actor. What a talent! And the way Sunidhi has sung, both of them, they complement each other, have each other so well, so beautifully well.
You know, I have to talk to you about Ghibli, and I can do a full half hour on Ghibli. Would you please like to talk to us about, briefly maybe, about creating songs like Sare Ke Sare Akele, which of course is a tribute to Guru Dutt's Ye Duniya Mil Bhi Jaye To Kya Hai. Correct to say that while that was influenced by Guru Dutt's song, Babuji Bhole Bale was influenced by a mix of Shola Jo Bhadke and Tabdeer Se Bigdi Hui Takdeer Bana Le.
So these were the references that were in mind. These are all the tributes that we have played, because we are actually going in that era, and the era and a fictional story about film industry back then, and everything about the industry, about the actors. So obviously there's only one reference. There's only one reference of all these legendary songs that we have. So I can't create anything out of nowhere and which people will not relate only. So something, and we didn't want to do recreations and stuff like that. We didn't believe that on that. So we said we'll play homage, play tribute to these songs and create another world of the similar kind.
Okay.
So if there is a Shola Jo Bhadke or Babuji Dheere Chalna, and if that's how would if Sri Ramchandra had to reimagine this situation that is there in front of me, or Naushad Sahib had to reimagine this situation back then, how would they think and create something like that? So that was the psychology that I went with, and creating a parallel of that rather than creating exactly something like that. So which is, the parallel was to now ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है, that song from Kagaz Ke Phool. That is such an iconic song, and obviously recreating that is destroying it.
Yeah.
Trying to do anything with that per se is like it's going to be a big sin. I can't even imagine. I can't touch that. It's suicidal actually. You can't do that. So rather play smart and go parallel, because it's exactly the same sentiments we need to convey. So go parallel without touching that, without doing anything that. So I created my own parallel world, which is yet not that, but still it has its own identity. So luckily, kind of, I was successful enough to do that with even Ramaya Vastavaya we had for
Darya Raja.
Darya Raja.
Yeah.
But I had to create my own world. So once anybody who hears it gets to know कि ये उसका reference है, but वो नहीं है. Still, it has its own world, vibe and world of its own. We're talking about audience of 2023, where we had to take the audience of today. Today's audience, today's world. We're living in a very different world. Very fast-paced and the world where there is very less attention span left now. Everything is quick and it's all become numbers driven. To create a 10 episode, 1 hour each episode in a time like this, of course there are a lot of bias. But to create a song with Kala and Jubilee, there was the same question in my mind, which while we were making, same question I was asking, dude, how are today's generation and today's kids or today's people, I want to connect with this music. 40s, 50s we're talking about, not even like 70s, 80s or 90s. And I was scared. I was nervous because I don't know, I was enjoying it. I was genuinely enjoying it. I was loving it because I love that music. I personally just enjoy and love that music, and I was very happy to do it. But while I was happy doing it, the question was always there, okay, will it, not what? Will people buy it? Will people take it? But in today's time and day and age, what the kind of things go viral, the kind of songs that pick up on reels and stuff like that, all this, but it just, yeah, things can surprise you. Like
Shock is one example of it. It's topping the reach. Ghode Pe Sawar, yeah.
Is like one of the most viral songs of 2022.
But then do you think this was one of the biggest risks of your career to work on these albums?
See, I want the risk. I genuinely don't.
Because what if this could
Backfired,
Yeah,
it could have
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it could
that-
be
yeah,
definitely.
could be.
But then our whole profession is such. Ramayana and Adipura has backfired. Nobody, they didn't think before making. So we don't know. Nobody can predict that. We just have to go. You have to go with a conviction, go with a gut, and just keep going.
So then what made you give your voice to the song Dil Jahan Pe Le Chala?
I didn't do that. I never do that. I never do that. I never decide my songs as a singer. I never do that. I've never done that in my entire career, in my entire 15 years of my filmography. I've never done that. Where I am selecting my own song and I'm telling the director, okay, I'll sing this. No.
But what was the brief for this,
Only the
for this song?
director says that this we've all wanted in your voice.
Oh, nice.
That's how it has happened all this while. So since I said I don't fit in the bill because we are trying to get Muhammad Irfan, who's the equivalent of Mukesh, or Shahid Malia, who's the equivalent of say Rafi, Sunil Chauhan for Asha Bhosle, and that's Vaishali for Lata ji, and that kind of space. So I thought, where do I fit in this? I don't fit anywhere. My voice is raw, kacha, and yet too modern for this era. Why? But then Vikram had his own way. So what he did smartly, he casted me only in the episode. That I am only there. It's my performance. I am playing me and I am singing, and that kind of worked in a way.
Then please give us Dil Jahan Se Le Chala in your voice. And what brief Vikram gave you for this song?
Brief. We kind of, because it was meant. It was tribute and homage to these songs of. So this was your. मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया हर फिक्र को तो दिल जहाँ पे ले चला. It's in that spirit that it's talking, the lyrically also. So we had these songs as references because that was the main thing, because we were trying to achieve that world, as I said earlier, a parallel world of that. दिल जहाँ पे ले चला हम वहीं पे चल दिए हमने छोड़ दी सनम हर फिक्र कल के लिए हर फिक्र कल के लिए हाँ जी दिल जहाँ पे थम गया हम वहीं के हो लिए घर बसा लिया सनम हमने पर भर के लिए हो जी. ये भी awkward है इस तरह से करना.
How cool. But Amit, which song took maximum time to compose for Jubilee?
I would say सारे के सारे अकेले.
Yeah.
Because we had to revisit that. I created something which became a little intense. We created Kausar Munir's lyricist, and we created something. I love that song also. It's another 5-6 minute song we created. It might be in season 2. That might go in season 2. It became too strong and too intense for the situation. Which Vikram felt this is too much. I think we can go in the next season, but not here. But that was amazing. We really enjoyed that. It was a beautiful song, beautifully written also by Kausar. But then we had to dilute it down, and that's where we created this Sare Ke Sare Akele, which also, because it took a lot of time, because since it was a little longish, because it has the entire climax, the last episode is majorly on this song, around 8 minute long song.
Yes.
So that took the maximum time. So it was a tough one, and still an homage and ode to Gurudat Saab. So it was a tough one.
Amit, you were the big disruptor in Bollywood. You debuted in 2008 with your film Amir, and then with DFD you got prominence, and then you kept outdoing yourself. Do you think today Bollywood music needs an upgrade?
We need brave very brave, very bold producers and labels who are ready to experiment, who are ready to let the artist be, who are ready to let the artist fly the way he wants to without the norms of commerce, commercial, janta, mass, farana, bandra, juhu, a lot of these things. Insecure, we are all insecure, and everybody only wants things from the numbers and money point of view. But creativity is completely. I just heard some really good Amir Khan say something which Ajay released. PVR's owner just told me that पहले सरस्वती आती है, उसके बाद लक्ष्मी. But what has happened when Lakshmi takes over, and there's very little gap for Saraswati. That was what is happening. So then there is no growth. I feel that's why I feel it's somewhere it's stuck in some limbo, because people are only running behind numbers and commercial hits, which is great. We all need that, but then you cannot create an environment like that. We need to have a. It has to be open and free for everyone to explore. Every talent is different. Every expression is different. Every person is different, and music is a vast thing. But to bracket everyone in one, the whole thing in one basket, saying कि hit ही होना चाहिए and hit का भी एक formula है, and to stick to that, that's not right. I feel there is so much vast. So many ways to do things, so many ways to do music, which I've been doing all my life. But these things, we need bold people who are ready to lose money. I don't think there's anybody that way.
Talking about hits, you've been only churning out chart busters after chart busters.
No, chart busters I wouldn't say. In my career, I would say, yes, there have been chart busters. Thankfully, there have been chart busters. But what I have seen in my entire career, I have received a lot of love. I have earned a lot of love, not numbers. The numbers game that I'm talking about, the commerce game that I'm talking about, which I just mentioned, that something that I'm yet to earn. That number, having strong, big numbers, but love, respect, dignity. That's what I try for. I've received that a lot, but that is an artist perspective. That's an artist. Artist wants that. Any artist would want a lot of love, a lot of appreciation, a lot of respect, a lot of dignity. But when it comes to a businessman, it's a completely different psyche working there. He does not care about these things. He cares only about numbers and money and commerce. So that combination, that marriage, has to be the day it becomes. As I said, you have to be bold and brave enough to let go of some money, some losses have to be borne, for something new to come out. For change to happen.
Amit, you also do a lot of indie music, and today's generation is not just listening to Bollywood songs, but they're also hooked to indie music. Would you please like to talk to us about the pulse of today's generation, and what is it that appeals them the most when it comes to music?
I think this is a great, beautiful change that I have been seeing post pandemic. I think that what happened in pandemic, there was no films, people were at home, theaters were shut. So, and there was nothing coming out as such. So people wanted to consume sitting at home. So that's why they discovered a lot of independent artists and a lot of indie stuff. And that's where exactly, luckily for me, it was a tough one, but luckily for me, I launched my label exactly at the same time. So Pandemic and 8 years at my label. Pandemic and 8 years launched at the same time in April something. And for me, it was a big challenge. Should I reverse it? Should I go back? Should I not do it? Or should I do it? Because nobody knew where this was heading. It was a crazy time, 2020. But I kept going, and I saw the results now. I see the results now. I have some amazing, good numbers as well. Moti Virana has done exceptionally well. 2 days back only I saw it was played at White House where Joe Biden and Narendra Modi sahab were there. And they were dancing at White House in America. They were dancing on Moti Virana. That was a proud moment for me. That's my independent song.
Yes.
It's not a film song. It's my 80th that song. And that made us all the entire team, my family, my friends, everyone very proud and happy. And then when I perform at concerts, people sing Madhubala along, Lagan Lagire along. I performed those things in IFA. It's an out and out Bollywood show, but I'm doing my independent songs on stage. So it's a great change. It's a massive shift that I'm seeing. And a lot of independent artists who are doing, like Pratik Kuhar, or to Anuv Jain, to Ritwis to Nuclear, of course, and many people. This rappers, the hip hop generation, the hip hop world. Oh my God,
Breaking out.
Yeah, breaking out. Hip hop music is just going nuts. Today's times, the real disruptors, I would say. They are the disruptors. The entire rappers and hip hop culture, they are doing amazing, and they're all doing independent work. Nothing is coming out from Bollywood, so they have their own voice, their own personality, strong personality, which is beautifully getting translated to the consumer and the end user, and it's on par. Somebody was telling me some top 10 songs, top 10 songs on the charts today are all independent songs, not a single
And
Bollywood song.
there are Bhojpuri songs also in that.
Yes. So, and not a single, and a very, you can say one or two Bollywood songs there.
Yes.
That's about it. So, it's a new change and it's a welcome change. It's a time for artists to make their mark and grow. It's beautiful.
Then please give us few lines of Moti Virana. Now I can't move without having those lines.
Yeah. के माड़ी रुम जुम करती आवी, के माड़ी रुम जुम करती आवी, आनंद उत्सव ने गरबानी रम जट साथे लावी, मोती वेराणा चौक मा आव्या अंबे मा, चौक मा जगमग थारे आव्या अंबे मा, ए मोती वेराणा चौक मा आव्या अंबे मा, चौक मा जगमग थारे आव्या अंबे मा.
Gives you goosebumps.
Thank you.
So then, Amit, what is it about these singers like AP Dhillon, King, and Shobh? What is it about their music that resonates with today's generation?
AP Dhillon has a great voice, beautiful poetry, lyrics. Punjabi, I don't understand Punjabi that much, but they hate Punjabi, the way he writes, or whoever writes. The production is very international. Melodies are very strong. Singing voice is great, and
is that what is appealing to today's generation?
Yeah.
Or is
overall,
it something else?
The overall vibe is very good about you hear it and you feel nice about it. At the end of the day, see, at the end of the day, whatever you're listening to, it has to give you some sort of, take you, transport you somewhere or give you some emotion. Happy, sad, flana, dimka, whatever the song is trying to communicate. And if that convincingly doing it, if it's doing it well to you for an end user, then that's a success. And AP Dhillon songs are doing that beautifully. It has got very good texture, very good vibe overall. I personally love listening to his music.
Yeah, music creation is a collaborative process. Do you think backup musicians are equally important as, say, to a vocalist? How much importance do you give to say, a drummer as a composer?
I arrange my own songs. I produce my own songs. Each and every note or a beat or a sound that is there in a song is all created by me with a lot of thought and a lot of attention to detail and love. Every element is important.
But how much importance do you give to the backup musicians?
They are all very important. For me, everything is important. They are as important as a singer, as important as a lyric writer, as important as a composition. Of course, these three are the main pillars of a song, but then rest are decorating them without. तुम एक घर में घुसोगे, उसमें एक बाथरूम है, किचन है और एक बेड है. थ्री इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है. बट देन कैसे रहने को मज़ा आएगा? अच्छा है, वो तीनों चाहिए जीने को, रहने के लिए इनफ है. तुमको एक बेड पे सोने को मिल गया, तुम्हारा बाथरूम है और एक किचन है और खाना आ रहा है. बट यू नीड टू उसको सजाना है, उसको यू टू फील गुड ना. व्हेन यू एंटर होम यू फील गुड व्हेन इट्स नाइसली लिट अप, देयर आर सम ब्यूटीफुल लाइट्स एंड कर्टन्स है और अच्छा सा उसको कलर किया हुआ है, रूम्स को डिज़ाइन किया हुआ है. इंटीरियर डेकोरेशन इसको यू डेकोरेटेड वेल. दीज आर ऑल डेकोरेशंस टू दीज थ्री इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स द सॉन्ग इन द सॉन्ग. मज़ा ही नहीं आएगा उसके लिए.
So who are your favorite drummer or flute player whom you
all of them who I work with here, all and each and every one, they are exceptionally talented and they all are my favorite, and they are some incredibly amazing musicians which I love working with.
Or do you think as an industry we don't value our musicians? For instance, in the West, say a violin player also gets royalty, but not in India.
Yeah, we have started getting royalty now. It's a problem. It's a problem. where we have we have come to a place now. There's a body in place. There's an
But do you have such discussions about bringing change in the way things are
So
structured?
this is a very perishable, I think, industry so not industry, occupation. Today you have work. Today you have work. Tomorrow you might not have. Tomorrow you just might. How much ever good songs or hit songs you have made, you're as good as your last hit. If you're not consistently delivering, tata bye bye. There's nothing. There is no such kuch hai nahi. It's all business driven. So tomorrow if you don't give back to back, don't have hits. The phone will stop ringing, which means you won't get work. And then in such times, it's so unpredictable and uncertain. The- Other than I personally, I don't know what to do next. Suddenly I can't go to a 10 to 6 job and start. We can do, but then no, my heart is here. My entire life, this is my life. I've given my entire life to this. So there has to be some sort of compensation, like how we get. What do you call 60 के बाद जो मिलता है क्या
Pension.
पेंशन हाँ जो पेंशन होता है उस तरह से ही है यू नीड टू सपोर्ट योर फैमिली यू नीड टू सपोर्ट योर लाइफ रेंट इट्स अ टफ लाइफ सो तो चाहिए तो that's why for us royalty comes into play and that's very important for us.
And today's world is becoming very health conscious. Which musical instrument do you think people should play that will keep their heart healthy? Would you say drums? Playing drums?
Good for heart.
Yeah.
Instrument, any instrument, all instruments are great. It's the vibration that comes from the music, whatever music you play, whether you're listening also, or you're playing also, whether there's a piano, whether there's a guitar, whether there's a sitar, whether there's a violin or a flute, anything. It just relaxes you, calms you, it brings you to a very beautiful place, always. That Zen space, that kind of that power of music.
So which
So
music you play for yourself when you have to relax?
I don't have particular artist in mind, but I have this playlist which I have created. It's called Chill Playlist, and then I have some amazing. It's on iTunes because Spotify and iTunes are the two places where I keep shuffling. I love both of them. Love both of them, and I have some specific on Spotify which I've created myself those playlists. Various artists.
Not many singers are releasing albums today. Everybody's coming out with singles.
I'm only releasing albums. I don't think I've released maybe one or two have singles, but I don't know. I've come from that album culture.
Yeah.
I've grown up. I have like was obsessed with Lucky Ali album. Lucky Ali when I was growing up, his album, the Kandisa, Indian Ocean, Lucky Ali, and so many artists that during that time I used to buy the albums. Baba Cycle's album. I used to buy the albums. Like go there's some CDs, cassettes and CDs. I used to buy.
Yeah.
So I come from that school, that conditioning, that thought. कि album करना है. Singles is a very new age thing, and it's right because we are living in these times where people don't have attention to go through an album. But I don't care. I just want to because I love that culture. I still believe in that culture. So I've done songs of faith, songs of dance, songs of trance, songs of faith. I'm doing these albums. Last year I did my own album called Jadu Sarana. Now I'm again coming up with Sounds of Trance 2, SOT2, which has got around 5 to 6 songs. So I only do albums. I don't understand singles, how to do singles because I'm still not there. I've still not adapted to this new culture.
We are looking forward to whatever you do next. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.
And in the end, may I please request you to give us a medley maybe of Lutera, which is completing 10 years later in July. And I can't finish the interview without having Jazba from Kai Poch.
काफी है, काफी है। रूठे ख्वाबों को मना लेंगे, कटी पतंगों को थामेंगे। है जज्बा, है जज्बा, सुलझा लेंगे उलझे रिश्तों का मांझा। मांझा, मांझा, मांझा। सोई तकदीरें जगा देंगे, कल को अंबर भी झुका देंगे। है जज्बा, है जज्बा, सुलझा लेंगे उलझे रिश्तों का मांझा। मांझा, 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 मांझा।